frog stem cell cuisine on Pluto.
Cluedo.
Pluto. I mean,
Oh.
who comes up with this stuff?
Right.
And why haven't we talked about this sooner? Today, we're diving into Helga's Plutonian kitchen.
Okay.
And let me tell you,
I'm
it
intrigued.
is far more interesting than I imagined.
I can only imagine, yeah.
When we saw this headline, Pluto chef cooks up frog legs, sort of,
Sort of.
it's really a story about pushing the boundaries
Really pushing it.
of sustainability and culinary ingenuity.
Wow.
So get your taste buds set to space explorer mode.
Okay, I'm ready.
Now, Pluto is not exactly known for its farmland.
No, not quite. No. It's about as hospitable as a meat locker in Antarctica. You can't just do traditional farming there.
Which brings us to Helga and her, well, unique approach to food.
Unique is putting it mildly.
What can you tell us about her setup?
Okay, so imagine this, right? Rustic kitchen. Charming even.
Okay.
And it's filled with this aroma of herbs
Herbs.
growing under hydroponic lights, all powered by geothermal energy
Geothermal energy
Yeah.
on Pluto.
directly from Pluto's core.
Wow, that's
It's incredible, a fusion of old world charm and cutting edge technology.
And speaking of surprising things on Pluto, we have to talk about the star of Helga's menu. Frog stem cells. Break this down for us.
Okay.
What are we talking about here?
So stem cells, right? They're like the building blocks of life, and they can transform into other types of cells. Muscle, skin, even nerve cells.
Okay.
Helga's using frog stem cells to create a food source,
So instead of shipping like normal food all the way to Pluto,
which, yeah, good luck with that.
she's growing her own.
Exactly. She nurtures them in this nutrient-rich solution and guides their development to mimic the texture and taste of, well, food.
So she's creating like a steak, but from a frog.
You got it.
That sounds like science fiction.
It does, doesn't it? But it's really promising, especially for space exploration. When we're thinking long-term, we need solutions like this.
It's about maximizing resources, minimizing
It's
waste.
creating a closed loop, yeah. It's
Right.
really fascinating.
And from what we've gathered, Helga's menu sounds like a gourmet restaurant.
Oh, absolutely. We're talking Plutonian organoid roast, celestial ceviche.
Organoid roasts.
You heard that right.
So I'm picturing a juicy steak,
Okay.
but it's made entirely from frog stem cells.
You're getting it. And seasoned with those hydroponic herbs we talked about.
It's incredible that we can replicate these flavors.
I know, right?
It really makes you think differently about food.
It really does.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it really makes you rethink food. And that's what's so cool about Helga's work, you know?
Yeah.
It's not just the science. It's about reimagining food, especially in a place like Pluto where resources are so scarce.
It's like farm to table on a whole other level,
Yeah.
more like lab to launch pad.
Exactly, yeah.
But let's talk about this celestial ceviche. Seafood from frog stem cells, how does that even work?
Well, think about it. Flavor is just chemical compounds, right?
Mm.
Helga's figured out which ones make that flaky white fish taste.
So she's basically tweaking the stem cells to recreate those exact flavors.
You got it. And get this. For the citrus flavor, she can't exactly grow lemons on Pluto.
Right, no citrus trees on Pluto.
So she synthesizes a citrus-like acid from ice,
Mm.
local ice.
Wow, talk about resourcefulness.
I know.
But, okay, what's it actually like to eat there? Pluto's gravity is way weaker than Earth's.
Oh, for sure. That affects everything. Helga even designed special utensils for eating in low gravity.
Special utensils.
Think magnetic bowls so your food doesn't float away.
Magnetic bowls. That's brilliant.
It's all part of the experience, right?
Totally. You're interacting with the environment in a way you never could on Earth.
Exactly. And remember the hydroponic herbs. Scents work differently in low gravity, so she uses these aroma diffusers.
Aroma diffuser, so like
Yeah, you could be smelling fresh baked bread even though...
there's no oven.
Exactly. She's turned these limitations into opportunities for creativity. It's really remarkable.
It speaks to how adaptable humans are.
Absolutely. Helga's work shows that we can explore and innovate anywhere, even in the most extreme places.
We've talked about the science, the ingenuity, but what does this all mean? What are the implications of this technology for space exploration, for Earth?
That's the important thing, right? This isn't just about fancy meals on Pluto. This could change how we think about food production everywhere.
I can see that.
Astronauts on long missions could have fresh food grown from stem cells. No more relying on those expensive supply shipments.
Right.
And on Earth, with climate change, a growing population. This could be a way to grow food sustainably, even in harsh environments.
Like taking a page from Helga's book.
Exactly. adapting, innovating for a more sustainable future.
Amazing what's possible when we push those
And
boundaries.
to think, it all started with this crazy headline about frog stem cells on Pluto.
Speaking of pushing boundaries, what about this lunar lavender bubbles thing I saw on the menu? Dessert.
Ah, yes. Classic Helga. The unexpected, imagine these delicate spheres infused with a subtle lavender aroma.
Edible soap bubbles. I don't know whether to be curious or scared, but where's she getting lavender on Pluto?
That's the million-dollar question. Her secret ingredient. Maybe a hint that even in the most unexpected places, there's always more to discover.
That's what this doc dive's all about. We started with a headline that sounded like pure science fiction. Now we're talking stem cells, space travel, the future of food.
The power of curiosity, right?
Absolutely. But before we go full on philosophy here, one last thing. What's it actually like to eat in Helga's Plutonian kitchen?
Well, next, we're taking a trip billions of miles away to experience the sights, sounds, even the smells of the most exclusive restaurant in the solar system.
Okay, so we've talked about the science, the ingenuity, those magnetic bowls.
Right, right.
But what's it like to actually eat there in Helga's Plutonian kitchen?
All right, so picture this. You're all bundled up. It's freezing, obviously.
Yeah, it is Pluto.
And you walk in, and it's cozy.
Cozy.
Yeah.
Eclectic.
It's weird to think about, right? Like rustic, but with those futuristic hydroponic lights.
Totally. Alien landscape outside, but inside it's warm, inviting. That's Helga, though, you know? Makes you feel at home anywhere. Makes you wonder what other kinds of restaurants we might see someday.
You're right. Like, who knows, maybe a Martian tapas bar is next.
Or a lunar dim sum place, right?
Exactly. But for now, back to Pluto. Imagine you're looking out the window, and there's this frozen nitrogen plain stretching out before you.
Okay, I can get on board with this.
And the sky. Just stars, like you could reach out and touch them.
Wow, that sounds incredible.
It is, and then the food arrives.
Right, right. And what's it like to actually eat in low gravity?
Well, remember those magnetic bowls?
Yeah.
Your food, it's just kind of floating there like it's weightless.
So cool.
It's wild.
It's like dinner theater, but instead of a show, it's your appetizer.
That's a good way to put it.
And what about those aroma diffusers?
Oh, yeah, so because scents work differently in low gravity.
Right.
Helga uses them to create these layers of scent that just kind of wash over you while you eat.
So you could be smelling like a campfire.
Exactly.
Even though there's not an actual fire.
It really is a multi-sensory experience.
Wow. And we can't forget about the visuals either, right? What was it called? The Stellar Souffle?
Oh, yeah, the pictures are amazing.
It's like this impossible creation defying gravity, just like everything else there.
Food is art, totally.
You know, we started this whole thing with what seemed like the most bizarre headline.
Frog stem cell cuisine on Pluto, yeah.
And somehow we ended up talking about the future of food, the psychology of eating, just how ambitious humans are.
It's incredible what a little curiosity can do, isn't it?
It really is. It makes you realize that the most fascinating discoveries, they're often hidden in the most unexpected places. And sometimes all you need is an open mind to find them. Or in this case, maybe a reservation at Helga's Plutonian kitchen. Though I'd recommend packing some thermal underwear first.
That's a wrap on another episode of